Hello my friends, welcome back to another episode of Author Your Life. In today's video, I'm going to look at the question of how do you find your true passion in life? And the stimulus for this video came from a discussion I was having recently with a lady who had been looking at her life and had realized that the life that she'd been living up until this point wasn't truly her. She wasn't really doing what she wanted to be doing in her life. A very familiar scenario that I come across in my work. And this is the exact type of person that I look to help. I look to help people who have been looking at their story, looking at their past narrative, realize it's not the story they want to be a part of, and they want to make a change. And this lady had so many different ideas for the changes that she wanted to make. She was looking at all the different things that she loved and she had skills in. She was looking at cooking and opening a restaurant. She was looking at yoga and becoming a yoga teacher. She was thinking about doing coaching, helping people to escape their careers, to escape careers that they don't like and start a career that they do like, start a life that they do like. She had all of these different ideas and I can't even remember what they all were. There was 7 or 8 or 9 of these ideas and I was listening to them. I was thinking, goodness me, if you try to pursue all of these at once, you're going to explode. You're not going to get any focus. You're not going to build any of these into anything meaningful. So what I did was I suggested a categorization system that she could use to start to work out what her passions were and also the different levels of their passions. And that's what I want to share with you today on this video, because maybe you feel like this woman. Maybe you feel that you're ready for a change in your life. You recognize that up until this point, you haven't been living the way that you really want to live, the way that you're capable of living, and now you want to make a change. Now you want to take your life in a new direction. And this is great, but perhaps just like the lady, you have all of these ideas, all of these different passions, all of these different directions that you could go down. What is the right way? Let's take a look at this. Let's look at how we can begin to categorize our passions. For me, I see that there are 3 different categories, 3 different levels of our passions. These are our interests, our hobbies, and our contributions. So I'll run through each of these and explain what they are. Let's look at interests. Interests, as the name implies, are things that we're interested in. They're things that we have a low level of passion in. I'll illustrate with a personal example. For me, one of my interests is history. I really enjoy finding out about history. I enjoy finding out about battles and wars and presidents and leaders and kings and queens. I love finding out all these weird and wonderful facts about history. I enjoy finding out the breakdown of a political election result. I enjoy finding out about how ancient civilizations worshipped gods and their mythology. I enjoy finding out about different weapons and fighting systems of different armies and nations throughout the years. There's all these weird and wonderful things that I really enjoy finding out about. I have a passion for history, but it's only a low-level passion. It's just an interest for me. I don't feel a particular urge to give history to the world. I don't feel that I'm going to change the world through history. I don't feel that I want to change the world through history. In terms of following my passion, as so many people advise you to do, for me, history is not the way to go. Because history is only a low-level passion. It's only an interest for me. And what so many people can do is they try to make an interest into something more than it actually is. They think that just because they're interested in something, that is what they should pursue as a career. That's what they should pursue as their ultimate calling in life. No, sometimes interests are just interests. They're things for us, and they're not things that we design as our ultimate quest in life. Now, what about hobbies? Hobbies are a mid-level passion. Hobbies are something that we enjoy, we're interested in, we're engaged in, and hobbies are something that we share with others. That might be directly through the way that we practice that hobby. It might be a group activity, or it might be something that we want to share with others and give to them, to give them the benefits and the advice related to this particular hobby. Again, I'll illustrate with a personal example. One of my hobbies is yoga. I really enjoy the practice of yoga. I enjoy the health benefits of yoga. I enjoy feeling more supple. I enjoy feeling more clear. I enjoy feeling more energized. I enjoy stretching myself, literally as well as metaphorically. Stretching myself by trying new positions, by trying to do a more advanced, more complicated position, trying to increase my flexibility, to try and get my arms and legs in places that they weren't going before. I also enjoy the spiritual foundations of yoga. I enjoy finding out the philosophy and the wisdom behind yoga and delving more into the yogi movement. And I will happily share this with anyone I come across, anyone who's interested in yoga. I'll encourage them to do yoga or to do more yoga. I'll advise them about the benefits that they can find. I'll tell them about the different schools and the different practices that I know of. I'll give anyone advice from what I know and what I've learned about yoga so far. But yoga is just a hobby. I have no inclinations to ever be a yoga teacher, no inclinations to ever be a yogi, a guru. I never feel the urge to change people's lives through yoga. And I actually feel that trying to step into this role, trying to be a yoga teacher, trying to be a yogi, a guru, would take away some of the passion and the love that I have for yoga. Because again, a hobby, whilst you might share it more with people, whilst it might have more of a group or community feel to it, whilst you might actually pass on a little bit of change from a hobby, it's ultimately not what you want to do to create a real influence on the world and a real influence on other people's lives. The reason being, a hobby, it's a mid-tier passion. You have more passion connected to a hobby than an interest, but it's not your full passion. It's not your full expression of what lights you up inside. Your full expression of what lights you up inside is the third level, the contribution. The contribution, this is things that we're good at. This is things that we enjoy, but it's also something that we have a real urge to give to the world. Not in the way of trivial facts, the way that I might do with my interest in history, not with some recommendations that I might do with my hobby of yoga. This is really wanting to make an impact on people's lives with the skills that I've got, with the knowledge that I have, with the experience that I have. And that's what you see me doing right now. My role right now as an author, a speaker, a teacher, a mentor, ultimately a storyteller, that is my contribution in life. That is my high level passion. That is my deep purpose. And that is very different from my interest in history and my hobby of yoga. This is my contribution. And it's taken me a while to really find and hone in on this contribution. Now, one of the reasons that I sometimes struggle when I'm advising people or trying to help them to find their purpose, to find their passion, is actually, I've always known that that was my contribution. For those of you who are familiar with my story, you'll know that from a very early age, I wanted to be an author. From a very early age, I was listening to tapes by Wayne Dyer and Deepak Chopra, and my parents brought me up teaching me principles and philosophies of psychology and spirituality and morality and the human condition. I've known from a very early age that what I'm doing now was what I was supposed to do, what I was meant to do, what I was born to do. Now, it did take me some time to really be honest with myself and connect with this and be authentic about it, but ultimately it was always there. But I recognize for some people that they don't necessarily have that feeling. They don't have that early dream, that early knowing of what they're supposed to do. So how do we step into that contribution? Well, for me, I did some exploring. I had a general idea, I had that general burning in my heart. But even though I had that, I still had to try out a couple of different things before I honed into what I was doing now. When I first started looking to launch a business and become an entrepreneur, I was doing it in partnership with someone else. Ultimately, we wanted to start a holistic health business. Holistic health business focused largely on exercise, nutrition, mindfulness, yoga, a little bit of psychology and self-help coming in there, but to be honest, it was a lot more focused on the physical. It had a much higher emphasis on your things like exercise, your nutrition, what you're eating, the nutrients and food and so on. Then I separated from that, and when I started off on my own, I was actually more focused on the path of mental health and emotional well-being. In fact, if you look on the internet and look deep into the archives of the internet, I'm sure you'll find things from David McRae, emotional wellness coach. Because that's how I first started out. That's what I was first practicing as and what I was first focusing on, because I thought that my purpose and my contribution was in the realm of mental health, in the realm of emotional well-being. But again, actually, that wasn't the answer. It's taken me years to finally hone in on Author Your Life, to finally recognize that what my purpose is to help people to create new stories, to change the stories that they've been living to develop themselves as the hero of their story, to find their personal quest, to learn how to engage with the characters of their life the way that they really want to. That is my purpose. That is my contribution. But I didn't find that immediately. I had to try out a couple of different areas and a couple of different directions that I thought were my contribution, that I thought were my purpose, to get to there. And I know that even now that Author Your Life is not a finished product. There are still many more things that are going to be clarified and honed throughout this journey. I'm sure that more of my personal quest and my personal purpose are going to become clear to me as time goes on. But I know now that I'm following the right path. I know now the direction that my contribution is in. And it will take some time for you to find this. It will take some time for you to explore your different passions, to explore the different ideas that you have in your mind. And that's okay. This is all part of the process. This is all part of your personal journey, your personal story. But what I hope with this framework that I've given you is this is going to help you at the start when you're stuck in the middle of the crossroads and there's all these different directions pinging off around you. You can start to look at what you've got swirling around your mind and start to say, well, is this just an interest? Is this a hobby? Or could this be something there's a contribution? Could this be something that is my true purpose or part of my true purpose? And this is an exploration that ultimately you have to make yourself. But perhaps with this framework that I've given you today is going to help you to start to clear some of this space in your head and to start to narrow down your options. So I hope this framework helps you. I hope you've enjoyed this video today and I hope you've gained value from it. And what I want you to remember as always is you are the author of your life. You hold the pen and you can write whatever script you want for yourself. I'll speak to you soon. David. Hey guys, it's David again. Thank you for watching this video. And if you'd like to take your growth a little further, I have 3 things down below that you can click. First of all is that big red subscribe button to make sure that you stay up to date with all the videos on this channel and you don't miss a thing. Number 2 is a free online course that I have on creating powerful change in your life. Totally free, no sign-ups, just click the link in the video description. Thirdly and finally, I would like to invite you into our Author Your Life community. This is a free Facebook group where like-minded individuals like yourself come together to change their stories and help change the stories of other people. I would love to welcome you into this community to help you continue on your personal journey and help you become the hero of your story. Guys, thank you very much for joining me today. I hope to be able to speak more to you in the future. Now go out there and author your life.